scenario or in any network, the security is one of the important, or we can say the main concern that we have to address before using any such network. Okay, because you won't want to compromise on this security level. And with the development of 5G wireless technology, it has made possible to meet the increasing demands of future Internet of Things networks. Okay. And for such networks, physical layer security has recently gained a lot of interest. And in this presentation will be to provide a comprehensive view of different physical layer security techniques in 5G IoT communication systems. Okay. So what we are going to do in this presentation, we will first present some of the key characteristics of 5G IoT networks and why, because of those characteristics, there are some security challenges. Okay. And after discussing those characteristics and those security challenges, we will discuss what are the different security attacks that are possible in 5G IoT networks. Then after that, presenting those attacks, presenting those possible scenarios, we will present the solutions. What are the possible solutions that are provided by the physical layer security mechanism of 5G wireless networks? Then after that, we will see what are the key characteristics of 5G networks itself. For example, massive multiple input, multiple output characteristic, or millimeter wave communication of 5G networks, how those characteristics can be used to curb the security challenges in such IoT networks. Okay. And at the end of the presentation, we will provide some of the research insights, or we can say the future research topics that are related to 5G IoT networks. And if there are some researchers that are willing to work in that particular domain, then I will show one or two areas where you can start your work in this particular domain. Okay. So let me briefly give some overview of this 5G IoT security, then we will move forward. Fine. So you know that this 5G communication technology has some characteristics, for example, millimeter wave, massive multiple input, multiple output, and non-orthogonal. Just a second. No, no, I have not moved the PPT. It is okay, okay. So am I visible? I'm not able to listen anything from your side. So I have not moved my slide yet. So I am just on the first slide itself. And I don't know whether my camera is working or not, but I will fix this. Let's continue this. So what I'm saying that there are some key enablers of 5G wireless networks that help us to have an effective IoT system. Okay. And in this 5G IoT security, physical layer security techniques have been able to improve the security of 5G IoT networks. And our aim will be to discuss such enablers and how physical layer security can be used. Okay. So if you can see the 5G IoT application scenario, the 5G IoT networks have increasingly wide applications. For example, we can use this 5G IoT networks in Internet of Vehicles. We can use the same in smart healthcare, smart home, UAVs, Industry 4.0, smart city, and n number of different applications where we can use 5G IoT networks. Okay. And these networks, so I won't be discussing much about this application scenario because most of the talks are related to these application scenarios. So I am just presenting here an overview where these 5G IoT networks are getting used. And there are some important characteristics of these 5G IoT networks. And because of those characteristics, there are some security concerns as well. Okay. So what are the characteristics? The first characteristic of 5G IoT networks is mobility. You can see that in many application scenarios in 5G IoT networks, this mobility is a prominent characteristic. Why it is a prominent characteristic? For example, here in these application scenarios, there are two important application scenarios. One is Internet of Vehicles and another is UAVs. Sensors that are used in these application scenarios, they are randomly moving from one point to another point. Okay. So in contrast to communications with fixed infrastructure, in these two application scenarios, the IoT devices are moving with varying speeds. And because of this movement, because of the mobility of IoT devices in these application scenarios, they are leaving and joining new IoT networks. So they are frequently moving from one IoT network to another IoT network. Okay. So when they are moving from one IoT network to another IoT network, we know that one important scenario or one important key characteristic in IoT networks is that the IoT devices, before joining any IoT network, they have to be authenticated. Okay, so if the IoT devices are fast moving and continually switching between different base stations, this will result in frequent authentication requests. So we have to frequently authenticate a device when it moves from one IoT network to another IoT network. Okay, because of these authentication requests, you know that the main advantage of 5G networks was reduced latency. So there was much reduction in the latency, but because of these frequent authentication requests by IoT devices, there will be an increase in the latency. Okay. Since we know that these authentication processes, they are based on cryptography, and because of frequent handovers to perform key distribution and these different cryptographic protocols, our advantage, low latency advantage of 5G network, that will be shadowed by this frequent authentication requests. Okay. So mobility, no way we know that mobility is an important characteristic of 5G, these IoT devices or IoT networks, but by this mobility, there are some concerns that we have to address. If we didn't address those concerns, then the advantages of 5G networks will be shadowed. Okay. The second characteristic of, am I audible? Can you write in the chat box, am I audible to you? Anyone?
Yes, you are audible.
You are audible.
Okay, so let me continue. So the second characteristic of 5G IoT networks is the second characteristic of 5G IoT networks is massive IoT with resource constraints. You can see, so I am on this particular characteristic, the second characteristic. Just a second. So the second characteristic of 5G IoT networks is there is massive IoT with resource constraints. You can see that, for example, here in these scenarios, let's take the smart healthcare. or you can take a smart home. So in smart home or smart healthcare, there are n number of IoT devices. Okay, but these IoT devices, they have resource constraints. Okay, resource constraints means that they have less, we can say, the processing power, and their power ability, power consumption, they cannot have, they don't have a large battery with them so that they can use the power indefinitely. Okay, so because of these resource constraints, there are some security concerns. So what security concerns? For example, for having a strong security, we need some efficient cryptographic methods. And having those efficient cryptographic methods, my IoT device should be able to run those cryptographic algorithms. And most of those cryptographic algorithms require a powerful device, both in terms of performance as well as in terms of power. Okay, so they should have a lot of power and they should have a good performance to run those cryptographic methods. But since our IoT devices, they are limited, they have resource constraints, they won't be able to efficiently run those cryptographic methods. They will take a lot of time, and that will result in increase in latency. So we have to look for the cryptographic methods that are very lightweight. Not only lightweight, our IoT networks should be able to run those cryptographic algorithms, and those cryptographic elements cryptographic algorithms should be able to achieve strong security. Okay, so what I am saying, that because of this characteristic, the difficulty is that with the limited resources, the IoT devices cannot afford very complicated cryptography to maintain strong security. Okay, so under these circumstances, we can see that 5G IoT devices, they can be easily compromised by the attacker. Okay, and how we can achieve the security in these scenarios? We can take the help of some intrinsic characteristics of physical layer. So we can use the physical layer security mechanisms to achieve the security in these devices, in these IoT devices. Okay, so that is the second key characteristic of 5G IoT networks, and what are the security concerns because of this characteristic. Now the third characteristic is that these IoT networks, they have heterogeneous hierarchical architectures. What is the meaning of this heterogeneous hierarchical architecture? You can see, let's take here an example of a smart healthcare. So, or we can take the industry 4.0 or smart home. You can see that there are n number of IoT devices that are used in these application scenarios, and those IoT devices have heterogeneous architecture. So one IoT device, for example, there may be one IoT device as a complete server. So that IoT device has a high power, high performance. But at the same time, we can have another IoT device that is a small server, for example, a temperature server that is able to only monitor the temperature. So that has low power, low performance. So we have, in these 5G IoT networks, we have devices with varied power and performance. And in this heterogeneous hierarchical architecture, it is very difficult to have a homogeneous security system. So it is difficult to maintain security in these heterogeneous hierarchical architectures. Fine. So these were the three main key characteristics of IoT networks, 5G IoT networks, and how these key characteristics are bringing in the difficulties, or we can the security challenges. The first, mobility. So what is the issue because of this key characteristic? The issue is that we will have frequent authentication requests. Okay, that will result in increased this latency. The second key characteristic was massive IoT with resource constraints. And because of this characteristic, our resources or our IoT devices won't be able to run efficient cryptographic methods. So these IoT devices can be easily compromised. The third key characteristic was that we have heterogeneous architectures. That means we have devices with varied power and performance measures. Okay, and it is difficult to maintain security in these scenarios. Fine. Now, let me discuss some of the physical layer threats in 5G IoT networks. So these are the main physical layer threats. One is eavesdropping, the second is contaminating, then spoofing, then jamming. We are going to discuss each of these secure physical layer threat, and we will discuss some probable solution as well. Okay. So what I'm saying here, that 5G wireless communication technologies not only could open the door for physical layer threats in IoT networks, but the same 5G network can also provide solutions to multiple physical layer threats. Okay, so because of mass, for example, some key characteristics of 5G networks, let's take the multiple input, multiple output, or non-orthogonal multiple access communication characteristics, we will be able to curb most of these physical layer threats in 5G enabled IoT networks. Okay, so let me briefly first discuss these four physical layer threats. Then we will go in detail of these threats. So the first threat is eavesdropping. So what is eavesdropping? Eavesdropping is simply when somebody intercepts confidential information. Okay. The second is contaminating. Contaminating means that the channel through which we are communicating, through which the legitimate users are communicating with each other, some third party or some attacker may contaminate that particular channel. And because of this contamination, what will happen, how we are going to curb this, we will discuss it in for future slides. Then we have spoofing. Spoofing means that if we have a network where all the devices are communicating with each other, the attacker may come with a fake identity and will join that particular IoT network and can bring a security havoc in that network. Then the fourth is jamming. Jamming means that the attackers are communicating with each other. The attacker can jam the communication channel between those legitimate users. Okay. So let's discuss each of these threats in detail. So the first is eavesdropping. So in this particular scenario, you can see that Bob and Alice, they are communicating with each other. So these are legitimate users, Bob and Alice. Now the Eve can come in between. Eve means for eavesdropping, it can intercept the message that was going from Bob to Alice. So in eavesdropping, attackers attempt to intercept some confidential information. So in this particular scenario, you can see that this attacker is not sending any information into this channel, but it is simply listening the communication from Bob to Alice. So because of this passive nature of attacker in this particular scenario, it is difficult to curb this type of attacks. Okay. And this physical layer threat, this eavesdropping, this eavesdropping. So is there any question? So let me check it first. So I'm so sorry, I was not able to see the chat. Okay, fine. So I am able to see there are no questions. So let me continue my presentation. Okay. So this eavesdropping, this physical layer threat, this can be divided into two types. So the first one is the interception, and the second one is traffic analysis. So what is interception? Interception meaning that in this particular eavesdropping kind of attack, the legitimate communication, the attacker can listen to the legitimate communication from one point to another point. Okay, so monitoring and eavesdropping are the most, or we can say the interception is the most common attack on privacy for IoT devices. By snooping the nearby wireless environment, the attacker could easily discover the communication that is going from one legitimate user to another legitimate user. And it can get some private information from the channels. Okay. But anyone from here, you can guess that what is, can anyone in the chat box write what will be the effective solution to curb this interception? How we can curb the interception? So interception generally means that the attacker can easily get the message from the channel and can read that message, and it can then relay that message to the other end. So the other end won't know whether my message has been read by any other entity in the middle. Can anyone say how we can curb this particular kind of eavesdropping interception? Can anyone write in the chat box? So what is the naive solution that comes to your mind? How we can make our communication channel strong to this kind of attack, to the interception attack? The easiest solution is to encrypt the messages. So when the message is going from Bob to Alice, the Bob should encrypt the message and then send to the Alice. Okay, that is the very naive solution to the interception. Okay, so what I am saying that critical information may be encrypted by cryptographic algorithms. So yes, that encryption can save the interception, but it cannot save the traffic analysis. So what is traffic analysis? Traffic analysis is that the attacker will see the pattern of traffic. So it does not care about what type of message is going from Bob to Alice. It will simply analyze the traffic that is going from one point to another point. Okay, and this traffic analysis can be useful for tracking the communication patterns, and by tracking those communication patterns the attacker can facilitate, or it can create new types of attacks. Okay, so because of this traffic analysis, the IoT devices activities, it can see the activities of the IoT devices, and by seeing the activity of IoT devices it can grab some pattern, and using that pattern it can generate new type of attacks. So these are the two types of eavesdropping attacks that can happen in the communication channel. And how we can solve these attacks? So what is the solution? The solution is that use physical layer security, channel secure capability. So what does that mean? So you can see that in under 5G IoT networks, so to counter these attacks, the basic idea that is used in physical layer security is to create a channel security capacity between legitimate users. Okay. What does that mean? For example, if we have two legitimate users, legitimate user 1 and 2. So when they are communicating with each other, they will sense the power strength from one user to another user. Okay. Because of that power strength, even if the eavesdropper, even if the attacker is able to get the message, he won't get the required amount of power level. So when he is not able to get the required amount of power level, he won't be able to grab the correct information from the communication channel. Okay, so in 5G IoT networks, you know that because of multiple input, multiple output technology, the received signal power at legitimate users could be several orders of magnitude larger than the received signal power at the eavesdropper. So at the legitimate user's power strength will be very high. However, if eavesdropper is able to get the message, the power level will be very low. And from that low power level, he won't be able to get the required amount of information. Okay. Not only this, we can also use some kind of, for example, a coding technique to curb this particular attack. Okay. So this is the eavesdropping. The second type of attack is contaminating. Okay. Contaminating attack, or in this kind of attack, the attackers aim to contaminate the channel estimation phase. What is the meaning of channel estimation phase? So you know that you have been, for example, listening the talks about the 5G networks since yesterday. So in 5G networks, one important step is the channel estimation phase. In channel estimation phase, the IoT devices are estimating their channels with the base station. And after estimating those channels, what kind of channel I will use. So after estimating the channels, in the next phase, they will use to communicate with each other. And in contaminating, in this kind of attack, the aim of attacker is to contaminate the channel estimation phase. And by contaminating the channel estimation phase, they can optimate illegitimate advantages in the next phase. So after channel estimation phase, the next phase will be the communication phase. And in that communication phase, the attacker can then get the we can say unauthorized access. Okay. And this contaminating attack, this has been divided into two types. So the first type, as I have shown here, is the pilot contamination. So pilot contamination attack. So what is done in the channel estimation phase, that there are some pilot signals that go from the IoT devices to the base station. And based on those pilot pilot signals, the channels are estimated. Okay. So in pilot contamination attack, the attacker can easily contaminate the pilot signals. Okay. So that means during the channel training phase, the attacker can send the same pilot signals as those are sent by the legitimate users. And it will confuse the base station that this attacker is also a legitimate user. So the base station will provide a channel to the attacker. Then in the next phase, the attacker can take the unauthorized access of the we can say the accessible channel. Okay. So this is one kind of contamination attack. The second contamination attack is feedback contamination. So what is the feedback contamination? So you can see, as I have told you, that in the channel estimation phase, the legitimate users are estimating their channels with the base station. Okay. So that means not only this, in 5G, these IoT devices, after estimating the channel, they make the antenna to have the optimal steering, so that the received signal, so that the this legitimate user can receive the proper signal from the base station. So it will steer its antennas in the proper direction, so that the high signal strength is given to the receiving station. Okay. But in the feedback contamination, the attacker can contaminate this channel estimation phase, and it make this, what I mean to say, this antenna, it will make it to steer its beam to the attacker. Instead of steering the beam to the legitimate user, the antenna steering will be done towards the attacker. And because of this feedback contamination, my legitimate user won't be able to get the signal from the base station. Okay. So even if the transmitter steers the beams in an unintended direction, it could cause a denial of service. Okay, so this legitimate user can get the denial of service. It won't be able to communicate with any other device into the network. Fine. So how we can curb this? So this type of attack can be curbed by using physical channel authentication, or we can say physical layer authentication. So physical layer authentication, what I mean to say here, that since our 5G is working on the radio frequency as well, so we can have a radio frequency fingerprinting. So by using that particular fingerprinting, all the devices will have a sorry, will have a unique fingerprint. And based on that unique fingerprint, the base station can easily recognize which one is the legitimate user and which one is the unauthenticated, or which one is an attacker based on that fingerprint. So using the physical layer authentication, we will be able to curb this particular type of attack. But when it comes to 5G networks, okay, so in 5G networks, you can see that this physical layer authentication, it is not an effective, we can say, solution for handling this contaminating attack. Okay, so why it is not an effective use? Because in the 5G networks, at the beginning, when the IoT devices are joining the network, they have to send the pilot signals to the base station. And while sending those pilot signals to the base station at the beginning does not know whether it is a legitimate user or an attacker. Okay, so in the pilot estimation phase, my base station won't be able to physically authenticate the legitimate user. So in 5G networks, we have to use a separate mechanism to handle this kind of attack. So is my screen visible to everyone? Can anyone write in the chat box? Is it visible? Okay, fine. So now the another kind of attack is the spoofing. Okay. What is spoofing? So in spoofing, attackers attempt to join or corrupt legitimate communication. So what I mean to say, for example, if we have an IoT network and in that particular network, the devices are communicating with each other, then an attacker can come and it can join that particular network. And how it can come, how it can join the network, it can use a fake identity. Okay, not only fake identity, it can also send some signals that will make the base station to take this attacker as a legitimate user. And after joining the network, it can then bring in havoc to the entire IoT network. So this spoofing itself, it is divided into two types. One is the identity spoofing. So what is there in identity spoofing attack? So these type of attacks are very easily launched in IoT networks. So how it is launched? In this particular attack, in identity spoofing attack, the attacker can use a fake identity. For example, it can use a multiple MAC address, or it can use the IP address of the legitimate user, and then it can join the network. Okay. After getting the illegal access to the IoT network, it can launch more advanced attack. For example, it can launch a man in the middle attack, or it can also launch a denial of service attacks. Okay. For example, man in the middle, that will be used in eavesdropping. Okay. So also this denial of service, by joining the network, it can contaminate the legitimate channels. The second type of spoofing attack is the Sybil spoofing. In this particular attack, a malicious node can impersonate other nodes. Okay, or what I mean to say, a single malicious node can change its identity again and again. For example, if there is only one attacker, it will make this particular network to believe that it is not a single entity. There are n number of such entities. Okay, so it can create fake entities, fake IoT devices by using, for example, by changing its address repeatedly. For example, in the diagram itself, I have shown that an attacker can create, for example, in this IoT Internet of Vehicles network, it can create the fake vehicles. Okay, by creating fake vehicles, what kind of attack it will generate? It will result in not only denial of service attacks, but it will also result in generation of wrong reports. Okay, and the users in this particular IoT, they can receive multiple spammers and they can also lose their privacy. Okay, and can anyone provide any solution? Can anyone write in the chat box how we can curb this cyber spoofing in 5G networks, in 5G IoT networks? What is the idea that comes to your mind? Anyone? So the easiest way is that, for example, we have a single entity and it is sent, let's suppose a single attacker is there, and this single attacker is sending its address to the base station. Now this attacker changes its address and now sends another address to the base station. Now it again changes its address and sends that address to the base station. Now here I am discussing that 3 times it is changing its address and it is sending that address to the base station. Now what base station can do? Base station, after receiving the signal from the attacker, it can measure its signal strength. So using that signal strength, it can find the location of that particular entity. If that entity, if we are getting the same address from that particular location repeatedly, my base station can detect that it is doing a cyber spoofing. So using this signal strength, it can detect the location of a fake location of an attacker, and by changing the addresses repeatedly, it can easily we can say predict that this kind of entity is a fake identity, or we can say it is an attacker inside the network. Okay. So that is about cyber spoofing. Now another attack that is there in 5G IoT networks is jamming. So the target of a jamming attacker is to block legitimate communications. And how it can block the legitimate communications? It can send the noise into the network or into the channels, and by sending the noise into the channels, it can provide the denial of service. It can result in collision of these signals, and it will result in corruption of data. But because of collision, there will be data corruption. Okay, so this jamming attack, it is also divided into 3 types. The first type is pilot jamming. So in pilot jamming, you can see that it is a special case of jamming attacks, and this kind of attack, it is called a pilot jamming when it is launched at the time of channel estimation phase. Okay, so the attacker can send the pilot signals, pilot sequences during the this channel estimation phase, and by sending those pilot estimations, it can get the unauthorized access of the channel. The second kind of jamming attack is proactive jamming. Okay, so in the proactive jamming, attackers would send jamming signals whether there is some communication happening in the channel or not. So irrespective of communication inside the channel, they will send the jamming signals. So by sending the jamming signals, they can result in denial of service. The third type of jamming attacker is reactive jamming. So in reactive jamming attack, what the attacker is going to do, it will sense the channel. Whenever there is nothing on the channel, it won't send anything. But whenever it finds out that some information is passing on the channel, it will send it as noise. And by sending the noise, it will result in collision between the legitimate communication and this noise, and that will corrupt the data. Okay. So this is about the jamming attacks that are there in the 5G IoT networks. Okay, so I will now go very fast to end my presentation because I had made it only for 1 hour. So some of the physical layer security solutions for 5G IoT networks are here. So you know that there are multiple advantages of 5G networks. For example, they have massive multiple output scenario characteristic. They have non-orthogonal multiple access characteristic. They have millimeter wave communication, full duplex radio communication, energy harvesting, and n number of other characteristics that make 5G networks very fast. And these characteristics in itself result in some security solutions. For example, using massive multiple in, multiple out, we will be able to achieve different physical layer security solutions. So in MIMO, our legitimate users will be having higher power, in MIMO, our legitimate users will receive high signal strength. So using that high signal strength, even if there is an attacker in the middle, he won't be able to get that exact amount of signal strength. And by not getting that exact amount of signal strength, he won't be able to get the information from the channels. So these characteristics, these are the characteristics that I listed here. These are in itself providing the solutions for 5G IoT networks. Okay. Then after this, the last slide is what are the future research in 5G IoT security. This is an important slide that you should have your focus on, because this is the slide that helps you to gain an insight where you can move forward to work in this particular domain. So see, as I said that so for example, they have MIMO technology, they have NOMA technology, they have millimeter wave technology, they have other technologies. Now our aim, so we have physical layer solutions for each technology. For example, we have physical layer security for MIMO, we have physical layer security for security solutions for NOMA, we have physical layer security solutions for millimeter wave. Now in 5G, what 5G is going to do, it is going to club all these technologies into one domain. Okay, so in 5G, all these different technologies are, the aim is to synthesize these multiple technologies in one 5G framework. So instead of having different physical layer solutions, physical layer security solutions for different technology, we need one physical layer security solution that can work for these all different types of technologies, and we can have a one man security solution for these different technologies that we can provide into the 5G networks. Okay, and there is no such physical layer security solution till now that can curb all the security concerns in different technologies that are involved in 5G networks. So that is one research area that you can think of. The second research area that you can think of, attacking signal cancellation. Okay, what does that mean? For example, in our 5G IoT networks, there are attackers, and those attackers are sending signals, fake signals, or we can say noises into the 5G IoT network. So our aim will be to detect those active attack signals, and after detecting, cancel those signals. Okay, not only detect those signals but cancel those signals as well. Okay, so what I am saying, we need a mechanism to cancel or remove the attacking influence after the attack has been detected. We know that it is a challenging task and it is difficult to eliminate active attacks without disrupting the legitimate communications. So we need a mechanism so that there is minimum disruption in the legitimate communication, and at the same time we should be able to cancel, or we can say eliminate, the active attack signals into the network. And the third research area that you can think of related to 5G IoT security is the 5G location aware communications. Okay. So what I mean to say that we need a communication scenario where the communication is based on the location. What I mean to say, whenever a station or we can say whenever an IoT device is communicating, we will take its signal as a legitimate signal only if we know its location and we know that this location is a legitimate location. But this kind of scenario or this kind of solution, this 5G location aware communication has a disadvantage in case of mobile 5G IoT networks, because in those mobile IoT networks, our devices are continuously moving from one location to another location. So we need to change this particular change this particular research domain in such a way so that we can not only take care of static 5G IoT networks, but also mobile 5G IoT networks. Okay. So these are the three research areas that I have listed here that you can work on. So this was all about my talk related to this 5G IoT security. And these are the references, some of the references that I have used to make this particular presentation. Thank you everyone for joining, for being patient with me. So I'm not able to listen your voice. I don't know what is the issue, but you can send your queries to me on this particular presentation. So on this particular email address, janibbashir@nitcity.ac.in. Thank you everyone for being patient. You can send your queries here and I will try to answer those queries. And also I will share this presentation with Jahangir sir, and he will share that with all of you. Thank you everyone once again.
I think the session is over. He has left the session. I can, because there was an issue from audio issue from we were not able to, at least the expert was not able to understand to hear audio from our side. So we will, I think, let me just arrange another session. We will take a break and I will intimate you. Na? Till then you can leave, or I will just intimate you on the WhatsApp group or and chat that when we will be having the second session at what particular time. Till then you can leave. Or just be in this group so that we can have a snapshot of the attendance as well.